Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing really well. Happy Monday. Happy MLK Day as well. It's a big day here for everyone. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm running a little late. Sorry for that. My whole sleep schedule's been off. So, luckily, there's no school today and no school tomorrow. It's already been called off. So, yay for that. So, let's see. I've got a few things here on my desk. As you can see, a few things came in. This magical beauty right here. This is from my friend, Dee Dee Willingham. And oh my goodness, isn't it just absolutely magical? I do not know how she does it. This is a collage, okay? This is Dee Dee's style. She does these collages, but she paints and she creates other worlds, and I like them all. And this is I think this is maybe a print. It's just so super cool of one of her discs. So she does collage. She can collage on anything, but she does collage on like big disc, little disc, whatever. And so this was part of her disc series. It's just so cool. You've got to go see Dee Dee Willingham create her masterpieces. I have one other that I don't have framed yet. I've yet to get this framed, but I really, really need to. But I've shown it to you guys before. This is an original that she made. There's her signature in 2024. So I now have two pieces. This one's definitely going in my dining room kitchen area because we have a gallery wall in there, and I'm definitely putting this one in there. I am so excited. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. I cannot thank you enough. So that was super exciting. That was a total surprise and super exciting. Now, let me find you guys. There you are. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Elena. Hey, Diane. It is so recognizable, right? If you know her. I know. Dee Dee is just spectacularly gifted, and I love that she has her style, her thing. She's just so awesome. Okay, I have some things on my desk. I used to make jewelry out of this. So before I was a paper crafter, I still worked with paper. I should have always known. I was destined to be a paper crafter because I even used to make jewelry out of creative paper clay. This is like my favorite clay to work with. This one I wanted to try because me and Sparkle Heart make a lot of things out of this foam clay, and this was a different brand to me. I have mixed emotions about this, but I wanted to try it anyways. But for my craft fair items this month, I think I'm going to make paper clay figures and turn them like into, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I'm going to be playing with these this month. And so I had just ordered some fresh ones. You always want to work with fresh clay, especially if it's air dry clay. And to be honest, this one's not terribly fresh. I ordered it on Amazon, so it's kind of luck of the draw. But it should be soft. It should always be soft. So I have some ideas because I have all these really cool molds, and I want to turn the clay. I want to use my molds, use the clay, and I'm looking for the bird who had been on my desk. Don't see it. Use them like on journal covers and all kinds of stuff. I have so many super cool molds from Iron Orchid Designs. So I have mermaids, magical mermaids, one going each direction. Seashells. I'm always a sucker for seashells. This one also has some seahorses. These are the birds, and you can tell I've already worked with this one a couple of times. But you can just use air dry clay and things like this. But here's another thing I want to try. Have any of you seen, hi Jackie, have any of you seen spun cotton lately in your feeds? Because I'm getting all the spun cotton and I've got to try it. But basically you can use like cotton balls, pull it apart, and use like school glue. 1 part glue, 4 parts water. And basically it's a way to make dolls, ornaments, and things that have been around since the Victorian era. And I want to see if I can do cotton in these molds. I'm going to see how, I don't know if it'll come out detailed enough, but you know, I've made some of these in the past and I've put them on cards, I've put them on journals, but I want to play with them more. And one of the things I want to do with them is make a bunch of these and decoupage napkins onto them. Not even paint them. So I'm super excited. So that's a really different kind of craft, but that's how I am. My latest summer set came in the mail. I drove to the mailbox last night to see if I can drive, and I can't. It still makes me terribly nauseous. And it's so sad. I've actually been driving since I was 13. And I am going to be one of those cantankerous people if someone ever tries to stop me from driving, I think. I mean, right now I have to stop myself. This may be one of the most impressive summer sets that I've seen in a long time, just to be completely honest with myself and with what I consider really inspirational. This particular summer set kind of, I just flipped through it like this last night. I was too nauseous after picking up my mail to really dig into it, and it set my mind on fire. We have already done this here on my channel. Do y'all remember the bookmarks with the ladies on the top of our bookmarks? We've done this. It didn't look anything like this, but we did my version of these years ago here on my channel. And they are my favorite bookmarks, I have to say. But yeah, this is the latest summer set. Oh, this reminds me of Jack Ravi. He's in his 10 era of collage and stuff. So I've always got Altoid cans laying around. But yeah, so the latest summer set's out. Really, really cool. We're going to have to make some stuff out of here. Be inspired by this. Hello, Miss Esther. Said a little prayer for you and your mom last night. And hello, Jay. How you doing? Okay, last thing to show you. We're going to make something today. We are going to make Kendra's Card Challenge cards. We're going to make cards, and I wrote it down, 10, 11, and 12. 10, 11, and 12 are coming up today. But the other thing in my mailbox, and you know I'm dizzy and I can't drive if this gets left in my mailbox for a week or something. It's been there for quite a few days. I'm sure my mail lady is going to be very happy I finally made it to the mailbox the next time she comes. I've been sending, my husband's been taking out orders to the post office, but I haven't even made it down the street to the mailbox. My new Unity Stamp Co. kit has arrived. And you guys, I wish I was excited, but this is my least favorite one. I just have to be honest. I don't love it. I'm going to try to make myself love it. I'm going to play with it. And if I end up not loving it when I'm playing with it, I'm going to chop it up like a car at a chop shop, split it into pieces, put sentiments with images that I think go, and destash it because I just don't love it. And I love Unity Stamp Co. Y'all know that. I absolutely love them, but I don't know. This one just, honestly, it reminds me too much of last month's. Very random kind of different things, and for whatever reason this one just doesn't call to me. The only thing I really like about it is kind of like these two hugging dogs and a couple of the sentiments. I like them miles apart but close at heart. You live too dang far away. That's one I do like. And that's about it. I don't know why, but I'm just being honest. It's just first impressions. Maybe I'll play with it and I'll love it. Here's the thing. I've been subscribed to Unity now since last May, and this is the first time I haven't just loved a kit to the moon and back. And I can live with that because, you know, you're not going to get everyone. Not everyone am I going to love as much as I love the others. So this is the one, and I'm really excited about the spring and to see what they make. So they sent out a cool envelope and magnetic sheet for holding dies, which is really thoughtful. This beautiful thank you card and a couple of pieces of patterned paper this month. They always add goodies in with their kits, and then, you know, just beautiful red rubber. So since I don't know if I'm keeping this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it like this and not put it on, I'm not going to put it on the typical acetate sheet because I may not keep it. But that's okay again. And I think springtime is my favorite time at Unity. Spring and fall. Summer's usually pretty cool too. You know, it's just, it's okay. It's okay. Somebody else is going to love this kit. And I don't know if you can skip months or not. I should look into that. Because they give you time between the first of the month before they ship out. And maybe that's so if you're not really interested in something, you can skip it. I'm going to try to play with it. I don't know why. As soon as I saw it on the website, I was like, oh, dang. So it's just been my first initial response, but there it is. That's the new Unity stamp. Okay. Miss Jana's in the house. Jana, I loved your video. So you guys, Sunday is like Sunday fun day for us, and I didn't get to watch the hop, the KCC hop yesterday in real time. I had to watch it last night after family dinner and all the things, but it was spectacular. I was just blown away by everyone's talent, and I was just amazed, just absolutely amazed. Jana has a video in the hop. Tracy has a video in the hop. Yvette has a video in the hop. Lynn. Oh, it was just really, really wonderful. And Jana. Okay, we have sketches 10, 11, and 12 yet to do. So let's do them. And, you know, I'm going to do them 5x7. I'm going to stay consistent. This is my cards so far from the ones that we've been doing. I have a couple of doubles, but this is cards 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. This one needs a sentiment. 7, 8, 9. So this is where we've gone so far. Let's keep swimming. Let's keep going. I think then it goes this way. I'm trying to pick them back up in the right order. And then this is the one I did for the hop, when I did the hop at the first of the month. Well, it was really the second, but you catch my drift. All right. Paper. What paper am I going to use? How about we go back to this one? So when I get done with this set of KCC cards, it's definitely going to be like a whole variety pack, because I'm not using the same papers or anything of the sorts. So I've got a bunch of pieces, only a few full, well, quite a few full sheets left still. But this is what I'm working with. I am trying to keep track, and I think there were more cards I made from this, and I forgot to write them down. I know there are, but I can't remember. I have to go back and keep track. But so far we've made 17 cards from this paper pad. I'm just kind of keeping track so we can see like how many cards you can make from one paper pad. All right. I'm looking off to the side at the sketch and getting some ideas. I need to pick my overall background color. I could do flowers in the background. Let me show this again. I could do flowers back here, or I can just do a solid colored cardstock. So I just need to kind of put this together, decide what I'm using. If I use this purple, then we're going the way of purple. Yeah, they're busy, Jay. They're busy. It was really cool, though. Okay. I'm looking off to the side to see if I have any of the purple flowers already cut. I don't. So let me look through. I don't have to do purple. I could do white. Ooh, I have a few sheets of this. And this is going to give me more options. I'm going to use this as my background, as my main background. Ooh, and then I'm being drawn and feeling pulled in to use maybe this with it. And then we need slivers. Let's see if we find slivers over here. This is kind of crafting takes a little longer when you're trying to incorporate your scraps, you know. Did y'all have a nice weekend? I mean, I have to have long pieces for this part of the job. I guess I don't have to. All right. I'm going to pick my focal point. Yeah. Well, Kendra's just awesome, right? Okay. Trying to pick my color palette. Guys, I am kind of liking this peach with the blue. That is pretty. I need to pull aside another one of these paper pads for myself. I don't have to use all peach. Pardon me as I figure this out, how I want to do this. I'm kind of thinking, okay, let's chop this off. Now, when you're doing the Kendra's Card Challenge, the main idea that Kendra had was that you take 6 sheets of 6x6 paper, you cut them using her formulas, her sketches, and then you use those 6 to make 15 cards. And you don't have to think about, if you do that, sorry, I was avoiding a sneeze, then you don't have to do any of the things I'm doing right now. I am making this more difficult on myself than it needs to be. But I'm doing 5x7 and kind of just winging it for myself here. I don't think I want pattern on pattern and then more pattern right there. I think I'm going to break those pieces up with some solid colored cardstock. I'm just going to grab this random stack. It's got all different kinds of colors in it. And see if one comes calling to me. Isn't that one cool? I love that one too, Jana. I love a little black and white in my cards. Like black and white photography. Black and white's kind of sketchy, drawn looked kind of things. And so I was contemplating what I was going to do for my, I wanted some black and white in there. And then I thought an iron gate, like at in a garden or whatever. Okay. None of those colors are doing it for me. Again, I'm making this harder on myself than I need to. But that's okay. Look what I just found. This is some old paper. I don't know if it's still being made. It's from Tonic Studios. For a while there, back in the day, they made handmade like specialty paper. Oh, it's just gorgeous, you guys. Let's use some of this on this card. Okay. Get my paper trimmer out. Flo, how you doing? How you doing? You're in southern Alabama. We are supposed to get snow here in central Texas too. I'm in the Austin area. The kids are so excited. It is definitely cold outside. That is for sure. Okay, I didn't really measure this. I just wanted to cut a clean piece off. But now I'm going to take this and let's see if I cut enough off. I did. I'm going to cut it here to like 3 inches. Then I'm going to cut it, let me cut it down to 6 inches. And then I'm going to cut it diagonally. From one corner to the next. It's sometimes kind of hard to cut this paper. I remember this. There we go. just sometimes you have to get it past when you're working with like handmade paper like this. You kind of have to get past your corner edges and just start somewhere in the middle and then run it up and down. Okay, but there's our diagonal pieces. You could get the same effect with let me cut this to 5x7 too. You can get the same effect with an embossing folder. You don't have to have that specialty paper. I just have it in my stash. So I'm going to cut this to 5x7, and this is going to cover all of our background for our card. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I like this so far. Okay. I was trying to decide if I wanted to extend it past, but I don't think I like it as much. I think I like it just like that. Okay, then I'm supposed to put another layer on top, and I think I want one of my taller pieces like this. And I am going to try to leave a little bit of a border around this one. There we go. Oh, this is like a pretty anniversary card or something. Wedding card, something like that. Let's mat that piece too. Let me see if I can mat it with one of these scraps. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. We used this scrap when I made the second card. Okay, sketch number 2 for the original hop on January 2nd. Okay. That's it. That's pretty much the sketch in my own twisted 5x7 way. I love it. We made it. Let me get my other trimmer out. It's finally back in here. Hi, Angie. Hey, Gloria. Yes, exactly. I was cutting some foil with this trimmer the other day, trying to sharpen the blade. I was trying to make them last a little bit longer. I like that she says to sink your blade. That's exactly what it feels like in those circumstances. I'm not going to put a sentiment on this today just because I don't know how or when I'll use the card. You know, so, but it feels like an anniversary card. It could be a Mother's Day card. It could be a birthday card, a thank you card, a sympathy card. It would kind of work for all the above. So let's glue it down and then we'll move on to the next. It's very soft. Okay. Thanks, Angie. Angie, I mailed off your order yesterday. It's in the mailbox. However, they're closed today, aren't they? Are they closed for MLK Day? The post office? I think they might be. But thank you. It's on the way. Wedding card, yeah. Yep, no mail today. Bummer. I mean, I assumed it was you based on the last name. If it wasn't you, someone's going to be like, why did she write Angie in here? Hi, Mary. Good morning to you. Oh, Janet, that cracked me up. I know. But the good thing is, see, when I created my paper pads, one of the things that was really important to me was actually double-sided paper. It is my favorite to work with, and 4 sheets of it, because let me tell you, like, Stamperia paper is so hard for me because they only give you 1 of each sheet, and I'm like, I don't want to cut this up. I want to hoard this for the rest of my life because it's just that beautiful. And so I really wanted, and I had really wanted 4 of each sheet so that it would take out that hoarding tendency for me and others. Because I get 4, I feel okay with it. I can cut it up. But that was sweet. Sweet of you to say. And I understand. I know the dilemma. I have felt it firsthand many times. I sometimes used to feel that way when I first started with Stampin' Up! Too, with their designer series paper. Because part of that too was because I always knew it would be discontinued, you know, and it wouldn't be available for very long. So it's not like I could go back and get another one. Okay, I'm gonna pop this piece up with some foam. Not this piece, but the one behind it. I'm gonna glue this one down. Yeah, I really can't explain and put it into words how, like, amazing it is to see people's creativity with my paper. It just, I've never experienced anything quite like it before, and it's phenomenal and very touching. And like, I see things that people make and I'm like, why didn't I think of that? But that's the beautiful thing, is like, we could all be given the same supplies and we're all going to make different cards. So regardless of your skill set and how long you've been making cards and how good you think you are or are not, keep making cards, because only you can make the cards that you dream of. Nobody else can do that. And everybody's going to play with supplies differently. Everyone's going to see something different. And that's the beautiful thing about us having such a large community. And that is the cool thing about, like, craft roulette and these sketch challenges like Kendra's, because we get to see firsthand that even given the same parameters or even given the same paper, people's creativity makes it unique and different, and they're going to see something you don't see. I know when I first started card making, there used to be a lot of 5 cards 1 kit. I would love it to see that come back as a trend in our card making community, because I used to get those same kits and I would hop around, and that's when I fell in love with Desiree back in the day, back in 2017, and her creativity and her beautiful creative mind, and others. Desiree and Sabrina at Scrappy Tells, and Vicky P, and part I'm like missing her name right now, but a few others. I would hop around and see, how did they play with that kit? Because I have that kit and I need some ideas because I was just getting started. Okay, there is sketch number 10. Lovely. I love these sketches from Kendra. I think she does such a good job of really putting some unique details into them. Oh boy, this next one has my brain just going short-circuiting a little bit about what to do with this. I wouldn't be short-circuiting if I followed Kendra's process, because I would know exactly what goes where. But for me here right now, it is. Okay, I just have to think about it. I think I'm gonna pull from scraps, and we'll try to make this just out of scraps. All right, so sketch number 11. By the way, hi Kendra. Oh, I need to check that out. I didn't know you did. But you do pink and Maine, don't you? That's right. I watched you do a pink and Maine 5 cards, 1 kit. I sure did. Okay. That's awesome. I love those. I need to do those myself. All right. Let's rummage through my scraps here a little bit and see what we can do. Those two kind of match. I'm not going to use those. Ooh, I'm excited about the next one too. I just looked ahead at sketch 12. Okay, let's pull these. Oh, here's another one. Oh, cool. Okay. Bye. Love you. Let's pull these. Hubby's off to work. Okay. I think I'm going to do 4 inches in width. Let's use that one. All right. Ooh, let's put that one in there. Okay, let's see where we get with this combination right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull out, y'all haven't seen these in a while, my old index cards. And I'm going to build a 4x6 collage on this. Actually, I need it to be taller than 6. Oh well, I'll start. I need it to be 4x7. Let me get a different sheet of paper. Right? Yes, right. Hey, Heidi Robbins. Heidi, is that you over there in the Marguerite Miller Collage Club? I think it is. I think I saw you making stuff, doing collage. I was like, is that my Heidi Robbins? Or is that a new Heidi Robbins? It's got to be my Heidi. It is you. I love your collage. I had to cheer you on. I was so excited to see you there. I was like, I have a friend here. Okay. So I'm just doing this for myself because what I'm wanting to do is create like a scrappy panel to just put down on my card. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut the panel down to the size that I need. And now I can kind of freely work with my scraps and figure out exactly how many I need, where I want them. And so this sheet of paper that I'm doing right now, that I'm scrapping on, is 4x7. I want it to go the full height of my card, but looky there. Dang, that was almost perfect. Not quite, almost. I like it though. Can we make it work? We can make it work. Yeah, okay. I didn't even need all these scraps. I'm gonna need these for the next card though. Okay, let's glue it down. Yeah, it's just easier if I know what size I'm wanting to kind of collage onto and just already have it cut down to that size. I think it's probably pretty important that I get this piece done correctly. So I don't start off crooked or something. I've always preferred to work on panels on my cards and not usually directly on my card base. See, Jana, I know it's hard to glue up this just perfect little piece here, but at last it's done. Kendra, I am loving I'm loving this challenge. I do actually plan on following the rules at some point. And making it exactly the way it's designed to be made. But for now, I've just been playing and having, you know, some 5x7 fun with it. Hey, Cordelia. Hey, Beth. Hi, Linda Gorman. Okay, listen, you guys. I've been assembling a design team. I don't have everyone, I don't have all the stuff, which I plan to get done today, sent out to everybody. But I'm assembling a design team. You know, just like how I'm doing the card challenge and making it my own, I'm doing the same thing with my design team. So there will be some things that'll be a little different than maybe others, how others would do it, but I'm really excited. And I'll have announcements and share names and things soon. Very, very soon. I feel like it's kind of like the Avengers assembling the crew. All right. Okay, that piece is done. Kind of wild, but also works. Okay, so next we need to mat this darling up. Oh, I love it, Kendra. I absolutely love it. I don't like it. I love it. You have a wonderful team. You have wonderful sketches that really excite me. Excuse me. Like, I get so excited with each one of them. I'm like, ooh, I'm like earmarking each one going, I want to make this card again. There's so many that I just wouldn't have made if I wasn't doing your challenge and following your sketches. Those cards would have never come off my desk. And that's one of the things that I find so exciting, is that I'm making cards I wouldn't have thought to make on my own. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna now mat this out. So I have to kind of map it out. Let me get my card base out and explain to you what's going on up here in my brain. It is exciting, Jana, and let me tell y'all, one of the things I'm gonna do is my design team is gonna have a 3-month rotation. A 3-month rotation instead of like 6 or 12. And I'm doing that because there's just so many of us card makers out there, and I can't wait to see and support and include many people. So I can only include a few people each time, but I figured, well, I can include more people by making it a 3-month rotation. So that's how I'm kind of making it my own when it comes to assembling my team. Okay, so I want to map this out. I don't need a ton of different layers. I really only kind of need, I think, one. And then allow the white edges on the side. So I think I'm just going to bring in one background layer. This, I'm pulling from my scraps and it's not big enough. Okay. Let me get a sheet of paper. Let's do something really different, like this gray might be interesting. I was going to do black, and I might pull in black too, but this gray is pretty interesting. Okay. So I'm going to cut this down. This should be 4, correct? Just make sure I started with the right size. Yes. So I'm going to do, I think I'll do 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Now this could be strips of paper, but, and this card's going to weigh 5 pounds when I'm done if I just do these full sheets like this behind it, but I may end up doing that just because we're in a live. I've got to keep this show on the road. Oh, thanks, Kendra. Well, the good thing, I was just talking about that, is that you get 4 of each sheet. So you have plenty, if when you do cut into it, you have plenty to play with. You can't really see the gray, can you? I should have gone a little bit bigger than 4 1/4, but that's all right. Now I definitely want the black. That's why I did that, Kendra. Did 4 sheets of each design because I know it can be hard. I struggle with the same dilemma. Okay, and this is going to be 7. Now, if I had more time and I was just like crafting not in a live, I could die cut between these and stuff. There's other ways to do this. I could just use strips of paper and border this with strips. But no, this is going to be a 5-pound card, and we're just going to do it this way today. I have to work today, so. There we go. That's what I was envisioning. Okay, cool. I like it. All right, let's glue it down. Let's commit to it. It's too cold to get out of bed, Gloria. Oh my goodness, I bet it is. You're up there in the north. I think you're in Oregon or Washington State, if I'm not mistaken. I'm down here in the south and it's cold. Okay. I want a focal point, but I'm gonna play around. We'll see where we land. Whoops. Let's land straight and not crooked. How about that? Okay. We had such a nice family dinner last night. The whole big family. The kind that lasts for hours, and the kids are like, I'm ready to go home. We live next door to each other, so it's not like they have far to go. But we were like, nope, gotta stick it out. Gotta listen to all of us adults talk. It is the way. Okay, so there is our main card base, and now we just need to come in and add a few little frills. I already have some stars and things cut. Sorry, don't mind me as I kind of rifle through my paper looking for what I want to be on here. Let's see. We could go purple, we could go red. I like the red. I kind of want some of the, either like the tickets, or I've got the stopwatch. That might be pretty cool. Let's use the stopwatch. Pocket watch is really what it is. Kind of build a little collage down here. Do y'all hear Faz? She wants to know, is this a school day? It's not. Okay. What I really want are some of these. Ooh, and I think I might want the doily. Let's just build a little cluster down in this corner. And then we have one more card, and I'll let you guys go. I think Miss Desiree will be on this morning, you guys. I'd include a thank you. I think. I could be wrong. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need the white because I need some contrast back here, and I need this doily. I need a layer back there for everything to kind of pop off of. Now this kit also included already collaged pieces, and then I included this page for you to make your own. You're gonna get snow? Oh my gosh. Wow, that's different. You're over. That is incredible, Kendra. It is dipping down low, huh? If it's catching you guys and us. I mean, it's not normal. It's not normal for these parts. Get it on occasion, but it's not too typical. Okay, you guys. I really like that red, that burgundy and red, but I might try this pink. I won't see the flag piece necessarily, but I could. Or I can just tuck it in like this. I don't want to fussy cut that. So I'm going to ink blend it. And just kind of knock back the white. Make it less white, make it more like the doily. Yeah, it blends now. And I don't have to cut it. Yay. Oh, hi, Mary C. Up there in Nebraska. My goodness. I bet it's cold up there. Hey, Messy Missy. Hey, Cheryl. I missed you guys pop in. Good morning. Sorry, I can't decide. I'm so sorry. But the good thing is I'll have these pieces cut out for later. And I think I might want to pop one of these girlies on the card. Don't mind me, as I just have a little indecision here. I just craft until it feels right. I'm not necessarily overthinking it. I'm just going until I go, oh yeah, I like that. And that's how I know what direction to take with a card. So I wasn't there yet, but now I am. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, she's watching that clock. There we go. I want this one to say something like, happy birthday, darling. Okay, we got it. We got there. We got there. That's what I want. Let me commit to it. The clock could also go over here. Could go like this. Let's glue this down. Gotta leave room for this little number. All right. Something like that. I'm gonna pop this piece up. Looks like I need 2 pieces of foam. Yeah, Missy's in Florida. Oh, Heidi's working on her craft roulette card. Cool, Heidi. I love that it's a fun fold, nostalgic. I've been working on it in my head, but I haven't actually made one. We'll have to do that this week before the deadline. Because I really wanted to do last week's, the week before last, whatever. Okay, that one is done, you guys. This is sketch number 11 in a 5x7. Sketch number 11 in a 5x7. All right. And I know I have some stars cut out already. I would kind of like some stars, like she's gazing up at the stars. That would be cool. And y'all won't have to sit here, there they are, and watch me fussy cut them out because I have already fussy cut them out. Kind of sprinkle those in. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. Just when we think I'm done, I'm gonna bring in one of these borders. I had so much fun using these peel-offs the other day. I don't remember which card. It was a Kendra card. I think it was. If I go back through my stash. But yeah, I'm gonna put these peel-offs between my layers, between my scrappy layers here. Speaking of peel-offs, Love from Lizzie is a sponsor. And she makes amazing peel-offs. Okay. She's the one that got me hooked on peel-offs. I think these are either hers or hot off the press. I don't remember which. Okay, and then let me grab one for right here. There we go. Ooh, now I love this card. Don't forget all the little details, you guys. I sometimes miss them and skip them and don't see them. But for me, it's the little details that matter, kind of pull a card together. Okay, we're going to put those stars on there. Pearls, gemstones, confetti, like this calls for confetti. Confetti would also be wonderful. Okay, now we're done. Might be hard to see, but adding these gold glittery peel-offs between those layers really is cool. Okay, now we're done. I might, I'll probably add a sentiment at another time, and I'll probably use my little punchy thing because I love using this thing for my sentiments now on the tape. I don't know what it's called. Punchy thing. That's the technical term around here. Let's move on to number 12. This one's going to go quick. We're going to use strips of paper. We're going to use our scraps. I'm going to go ahead and write KCC 17. And we made 3 more cards with this pad of paper. This is what I have left besides my scraps, so we're definitely using it. All right. I'm almost done with my first batch of cards, you guys. Because we're on, right now, sketch 12. There's 15 sketches. Means we have one more video. I decided to break it up in 3s. I'll do 3 at a time. Okay, so right now, I don't need any of this. We are gonna call on our strips of paper to come in here and make this next card. We need technically 5, but you might do it differently. Okay, I think I'll just use those. We could probably make a couple of these cards with the strips that I have left. Let's just make a few of these cards. Why not? Ooh, there's a focal point. All right. It'll help me get through some of my scraps if we make a couple. So we'll make a couple of these just right here together since we already have paper, just using scraps from the paper pad, and so we can do this. Let's pick a background. Let's just do this. Let's make ourselves a background with some stamps for this. All right, so we have the strips together that I want. Even a focal point. So I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to paper clip it for good measure. Aww, hi Yvette. I was talking about y'all's hop yesterday and just how impressed I was and honored, and I really don't have words for how it feels inside to see such talented people have a go, and like also the collaboration of it being like a Kendra thing and a Bitty Penny thing and a you thing, like all the parties involved that kind of made those cards possible. It just, I don't know, it just warmed my heart in such a significant way. All right, so and I was thoroughly inspired. Thoroughly. I am going to grab one sheet of paper. Like this. And we're going to make a background paper to go with these cards. I'm going to pull out some stamps. Let's see here. Maybe a little bit of grid. Maybe some words. Ooh, and let's get some birds. Let's see what we can do with these. Grid, words, and birds. So this is a Stampendous one that my friend Rhonda sent me, I believe. Love this one so much. And then Simon Says stamp. This is all about love. Love is patient, love is kind. It doesn't envy, it doesn't boast. Love isn't proud, it isn't rude, it's not self-seeking, it's easily angered, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. It is just a really, I love this stamp so much. And then I always love a grid. I'm a sucker for a grid. So you might be wondering, how am I going to use these 3 stamps on one sheet of paper when they're all 6 by 6? I'm going to show you. We are going to take another sheet of paper. I just need a copy weight. I don't want it to be precious paper at all. This next piece that I'm pulling in, if I can get it to come on over. No, that one doesn't want to. Let me see about this one. There we go. It's harder to grab a copy weight sheet of paper than I thought. Okay, this is just like a used and abused piece of 20-pound weight paper. I haven't seen someone do this. This is just something I kind of made up one time. But maybe someone's done this. So I don't have a name for it. We could come up with one. I'm going to lay these torn pieces out. I haven't done this in a long time. All right. So I've got these random torn pieces I'm going to lay out here on my page and move everything else out of the way. Let me get a piece of paper to protect my background here. There we go. Because we're going to stamp off the edges and things. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. But I'm like, but where did it go? I am going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black ink for this because it's waterproof and we may get messy yet, so with watercolors and stuff. So I don't want any permanent ink that's waterproof would work. Stays on, archival from Ranger. I'm going to put my plastic back on here since I'm not putting this on a stamp block. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly stamp on here over, I'm masking, essentially these are mask. I'm going to stamp over my mask with this. Okay, and we're going to create a mixed media print. Then, because I'm using water proof ink here, I'll be able to come back and add in color. You could, if I had a piece of paper ready, like a clean off piece of paper from my desk or something, I could have used that. Okay, I think that's enough grid. So then I can pull away. Okay, I'm going to clean this off real quick because otherwise I'm going to get completely inky. Well, I think I've already gotten completely inky. Okay. But yeah, if I had already had like a mixed meat, like a piece of paper, you know what we could have done this on? Maybe we will. I have some tea dye paper over here. Let's start with that. Oh gosh, I've already gotten this dirty. Hold on. I'll still use that piece later, but let's start with tea dye. And I think I'll use I have some green paper. I tea dyed some paper and made it look green, kind of. Okay, so same thing. Just lay out my mask. Look, and then these are good little collage bits, right? Like you could come back and use these pieces that we're stamping onto for collage. But yeah, let's start with tea dye. You could do ink smushing and ink smush onto some paper, a big sheet of paper, and start with that. That would be really beautiful. You could use watercolor paper and just smear watercolor that matches your paper pad, whatever you're trying to, if you're trying to match it to something. Okay. Let's put a little more down here. Okay, that's enough grid. For now, and I'm still going to clean this off. Just a little bit. And I'm going to get a baby wipe for my hands. Try not to get this all messed up. All right. What should we call this? Masking mixed media with background stamps? I don't know. I don't know what we should call this. All right. Now, I'll go through my scraps and try to kind of remask some of the grid. You don't have to do it perfectly, but I'm going to remask some of the grid now. So the grid is masked. Oh, whoops. I moved that from one corner to the next. Okay, now the grid is masked, and we're going to mask off some other random pieces. I need a name for this, you guys. A warm bowl of grits. That sounds delightful. I love grits. Oh, one of my best friends brought her daughter to stay with me one weekend. She's a single mom and she wanted to go do some things. And so it was so funny because she's like, can we listen to Twisted Sister and eat grits? And I was like, oh, girl, you're too much. She was like 7. My mom was here hanging out and she's like, she wants to listen to Twisted Sister and eat grits. I was like, yep. Oh, she's too much. I love her so much. So I just had to keep her fed. The whole time she was here, every time I'd be like, what do you want to eat? She'd be like, cheesy grits. I'll never forget that. I didn't even really know Twisted Sister, so I had to have my robot play that for her. Oh my goodness. Okay. See where we're headed now? A little bit. Now, the cool thing about this too, you guys, especially if you're using like something directional, is that I know I'm going to take this piece of paper and cut it vertically for my background of my 2 cards. So now I can align my words so they're upright, or these next images of the birds. Whereas a lot of times when you're working with patterned paper that's directional, you don't have that kind of control. Like maybe you really want to use a sheet of paper, but you can't really use it because it's going the wrong direction, right? But in this case, you're making it yourself so you can. Okay, so I'm going to protect this line of things here. I'm going to take up a little bit of this because I don't mind the birds, you know, covering some of the things. I'm going to cover up those words though. And I'll cover up those right there. And then I'll put a little bit of this right here. Okay. And now, see, you just keep maneuvering pieces around and you find a blank space. You cover up what you don't want covered. And now we're going to bring in this one. And we're going to bring in the birds. Did we come up with a name? I'm sometimes terrible with names. I think we're going to have to call this, the only thing I can think of is masked mixed media, because it's a masking technique and you can get as mixed media as you want, but you don't have to. That's kind of optional. Masked mixed media background, something like that. Why do crafty lives always end up on food? Well, it is what sustains us. It keeps us crafting. Hey, Jim. I don't know why I closed my ink pad. Put a few birds down here. You don't have to have these big background stamps to do this, but I know I have a bunch in my stash and don't use them often enough. And it does kind of make quick work of it. I hear you, bird. I can't believe it's 8 o'clock. I got a late start. Okay, you guys. So let's do the big reveal here. And some pieces may need to be filled in. But these are fun fodder. And this is what we just created. So we've got birds and grid, and it would be fun to come in here. You could come in and fill in these spots with stenciling paste. So let's do that. I remember doing that one time. You could do sprays and stencils, paste and stencils. whatever your heart desires, whatever makes you happy. I'm just looking for a stencil that I want to use. All right. So I'm going to use this one. Yeah, it's got lunar paste all over it. Okay. And let me grab some lunar paste. I know I have some here on my desk, I thought. Oh, it's over here. I moved it. That's right. Let's pick a color. I think I'll do this one. This is called Bee Sting. And we need to use it. Okay, so let's use some Bee Sting. I'm going to get one of my silicone mask brushes. Hey, Man-Made Crafts. Welcome, welcome. Okay. I don't need it everywhere, but I just want to kind of fill in just a little bit. I'll add some interest, add some color. I'll fill in some spots with some of these flowers. Doing it this way with a paste adds some texture too. Come in. If you have different colors, you know, you could use different colors. Let's put one up here. I don't think I've ever made a video showing this technique. I need to come back and make an edited version and just showing this technique. I could try to find some of my past examples. Put some small ones in. Delicate with a stencil. I don't want to lay it in my paste, my wet paste, mess anything up. All right, there we go. Jim, has your card arrived yet? I sent it last week. If not, it's on its way. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it at that, but you could go crazy. You could add more and more. And like I said before, we could stencil with some ink. That's what we might do. I'm gonna dry this with my heat gun. And then we could come in with the stencil and stencil in with ink some of the areas and inject more color that way too. I'm trying to do too many things with one hand. Okay, just want to close this up. There we go. The problem is I don't have anywhere to lay this stencil right now. We'll just lay it over there. Yeah, you could totally do this with smaller stamps for A2 cards. Absolutely. I mean, you know, if you wanted your A2 cards to be horizontal landscape, this sheet would make 4 backgrounds for A2 cards. Or if you wanted it portrait, stamp it the other way, right? So I've made this paper directional, and I've made it directional because I'm going to cut it this way for my 5x7s. But, you know, if you were going to make like top folding A2s, you would stamp going this way and make it directional for that use, and that way you could cut it into 4. Definitely. Hey Ave, today I am making Kendra's card challenges 10, 11, and 12. We're working on card number 12 right now. But I went down a rabbit hole and I'm sharing this masked mixed media background technique. I don't know what else to call it. Where we just used 3 large 6x6 background stamps and kind of created this collaged piece of paper. And then I'm drawing some lunar paste right now. The red does add a lot. It's always nice to have contrast. I know it's hard sometimes. Like, even for myself, I want to stay in the safety zone of not adding something too bold or too starkly different. But when you do that, when you can convince yourself to do it, it's very cool. So I did start Ave with a tea-dyed piece of paper. Okay, with more time, I would probably come back in with that same stencil and add more lunar paste in different places and fill this in more, but we've already been on here a while and I need to get going sometime soon. So I'm not going to do that today, but you totally could. The other option is to stencil with ink, which is what we're going to do. So let me move this to the side. I'm going to clean this off. I'll clean it off onto this other piece that we started over here. And I always do just grab a wet baby wipe. Kind of clean it. Is it already dried on there? Wow, it's pretty much already dried on my stencil. Wasn't expecting that. But it has. All right, so this is going to be very mixed media, this piece, but it can totally become something beautiful, even if it looks like the ugly duckling right now. All right, back to this piece. This is the piece we're working on. Now, I'm going to bring that same stencil in, and I'm going to stencil in a little bit of color here. I'm wanting like olive green. Either crushed olive or rustic wilderness. Let's play with these. I got my hand in some ink. It's bound to happen by this point. It is a beautiful red. I made this paper with stamps. So I took a piece of tea-dyed paper. You'll have to go back and watch it, Ave. I'm also I need to create a video sharing more of this technique. But yeah, I just made it with stamps and masking. 3 different stamps. No, I don't think that crushed olive is going to show up enough because I'm actually working on a green piece of paper. Let's bring in this rustic wilderness. I'm going to line my stencil back up over here. Yeah, we're supposed to have snow tomorrow, you guys, here in South Texas. I should say Central Texas. What stencil is this? This is one of my Amazon finds where I get, it's a border set where you get 8.5 by 11 sized stencils, and you get like 10 in a pack. And I love them for like junk journals and whatever. I just love having a big stencil like this. But this one is mainly borders, so it has lots of different borders. Now, if I had done this on watercolor paper, I would love to come in and drop in some watercolor on this too. I've done that in the past. But we're going to go with this. We're going to roll with this. I don't know if it's going to match the papers, to be honest. I should have thought of that more. But I think we'll make it match. So now I'm going to use this as my background. I'm going to cut this down for my 5 by 7 card. As much as we all love the red, we'll see if the red stays or not. I'm going to go ahead and cut it to 5. I'm making 2 of these, by the way, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And that's why I turned my paper this way and created it going this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and make this 5 by 7. I'm wanting more of the neutral and less of the red, I think. So we'll see. So on this one, I think I'll cut it to 7 here. And just have a touch of that red. I'll have that for another project. But there is our background paper, kind of making our own patterned paper. Now, let's see if it matches the scraps from this Gilded Rose. And go back to the sketch. You can't really see that much of it, so I think it'll be, I know you can't see much of the lunar paste. The lunar paste was more for demonstration purposes than anything. Can't see much of the birds, but they're there. It's funky, it's different. I think it'll work. It might have been better if I had stuck with the white paper. We'll see. This one I was going to do like this. That rose down there. Okay. So this is kind of where we're headed. And now there's like a little bit of red on this bud, this rosebud, and just a tiny bit in those places. I think I like the placement of this. I think we made it work. So Oh, well, good. Yeah, I know. Me too, Messy Missy. I've struggled to use 6x6 background stamps with 5x7 cards. 100%. So yes, this is a way to do that. Also, like, I actually really love the fodder that you can get from it too. And I know you do a lot of glue books and collage. That's kind of the fun byproduct of the project as well. You could be, with more time, you could be a lot more intentional about the colors you choose, the patterns that you choose, you know, really matching them to your paper if you already know what paper. Or you can make a bunch of this paper, then go through your scraps and be intentional. You can reverse engineer, you know, doing it either way. Point being, you can be more intentional with how you work it. I was kind of grabbing whatever was on my desk. Okay. I like that one of the little birds is peeking through up there. Just a little bit of that red is peeking through, and I like that too. Hi, Shay. Thank you. Hey, Lindaville. Whoops. All my ink box cards are falling down. Oh, you guys haven't seen the ones I posted unless you're in Marguerite's collage. I went back. We did this one together, but I went back and added rainbow ribbon behind it, and then I backed that with a piece of tea dye paper actually. But I finished that one. Artistic Souls have rainbow hearts. And then I did find my pom-poms. I could only find my red and green because, you know, Christmas just passed. But I did end up putting pom-poms behind a couple. This one says, "Future so bright, gotta wear shades." Y'all remember that song from the 80s? And I used these Dollar Tree embellishments right here from the Dollar Tree, gem mesh. And I made her some sunglasses. So she's got her shades on. And then this one, this is kind of a ode to MLK. So yeah, I made a few more ink box cards. Those are just so fun. And shared them over in the Marguerite community. I know, kind of covering that red, but that's where I liked it before. I think I will matte that rose. I could matte this layer too. I think I'll just matte the rose. Hey, Tina. How's it going? She looks like Elton John. Oh my gosh. That does look like Elton John. Hold on. So we all know that's totally Elton John. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. All right. Just gonna hand trim off a little bit of the side here. And let me see if I can use a different scrap. Like this one. Hold on, maybe I have another smaller one. I'm going to go through my scraps real quick. These are my solid colored cardstock scraps. Yeah, I've got some smaller pieces here. Ooh, look at this one. I think it's perfect. Yay! I can save some of my bigger scraps. Also, yay. Oh boy. I was just putting my scraps away and my stamps popped out at me. Oh boy, these could get funky. I know, I gotta go. I'm gonna wrap it up, I promise. Okay. Yes, Jennifer, happy MLK to all. Okay, what's the deal? Is TikTok back up now or what? It was down and it seems to be back up again. I don't use TikTok, but that's what I heard. The word on the street. I don't know, y'all. I just kind of saw these sitting over there and thought, stamps would be an interesting layer. Oh, well, this is kind of perfect. I think we'll use that one for today. To bigotry, no sanction. To persecution, no assistance. George Washington. It's pretty interesting. All right. Ooh, I like this one too. All right. Oh, there's old Georgie boy right there. Bam. I could put his face on there. I guess this is a monument or something. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see if we like the stamps incorporated. I don't know. Robert Fulton. But I do kind of like the idea. It's different. I don't know who would want it, but I don't know who would want this card. Nikki Jane, or how it would be used. If I leave the stamps off, I think I can use the card. So that'll be my deciding factor. I won't use the stamps. Because once I put those down, I don't know. It takes the card in a different direction that even I don't quite understand. So let's leave them off for now. Kind of wanting to map a card. I made it full 5x7, but we have options. Okay, let's go ahead and get this done. Let's just be done here. So let me get this glued down. That mixed media paper took this whole video in a new direction. Sorry about that. But hopefully, I know, I'm pretty sure I've never shared that here. So at least I'm sharing something new. Man, I love the look of that pearlescent handmade paper on this card. it's just like catching light over off on the side. Even though I'm making this card and focused here, the light is catching that pearl paper right there, and it's just beautiful. Okay, and then this definitely needs a matting layer. Ooh, this color is like pretty much the color of our background paper, which is interesting. Let's mat a part of it on there, and then let's mat it in black. I think that might be really interesting. So let me glue this down. Go feed your chickens. I have a dog who's stalking me right now. She's back. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I couldn't fight it. I've been fighting sneezing this whole time. I know, Faz, I'm almost done. We're on sketch number 12, girlfriend. She's just looking at me like, Mom, I'm really not amused. Okay. But we're almost there, you guys. Okay, now I want to take this and mat this with black, I think. That's pretty good, though. I don't mind that. All right. I don't think that one's wide enough. It's not. It could be a band across behind it, though. It doesn't have to mat it fully. Oh, I like that. I'm just using scraps. Let's get it straight. Trim. Okay. Let's do that. These cards are wild. They're like elegant and wild all at the same time. I don't remember where I had this. Let me move it down here. This is where it's going. I don't know where I had it. That's where we landed. I'm just going to put my glue on this piece. Oh, thanks, Linda, because I was really questioning myself. So I like the reassurance. Okay. I feel like this still needs something. So let me go back over here. Oh, got a little bit of red on it. Okay, hold on. We're going to keep looking, but that could work. I do think I like the smaller. I think we got it. I think we've got it. I think I'm going to do it that way. And I'm going to do something that might repulse some, but I'm going to bring in my tiny attacher. And I'm going to add more texture. I'm going to staple this on here. All four corners. I'm getting a staple. I don't know. I just felt like it. Okay. I'm going to use some scraps back here just to pop this back side up a little. I've got all these random scraps kind of hanging out on my desk right now. I need bigger pieces. All right, you guys. We're getting there. I'll glue these down and I'll let you guys go. Sorry, this went longer than I anticipated. It was the journey into mixed media. Sorry about that. Thank you. Oh, goodness, those box cards. I'm glad y'all like it. I was really questioning myself. Just with the colors is the only thing that was kind of getting me. To be honest, I feel like kind of hitting it with a little bit of picket fence in the background. I added these scraps back here to bring this, and especially because this handmade paper is kind of thin, to bring it up to level with this so that when I glue this on, everything's nice and flat. All right, I can't help myself. I'm curious to see. I'll test it on something else first. I'm curious to see this picket fence, what it might do. We'll get Lost Shadow. I've been finding that I like Lost Shadow. In fact, I keep them together a little more than picket fence when I'm wanting that white cast on my project. I'm actually been going more towards the, and here's why, because this is a distress, the Lost Shadow is a distress oxide, and the picket fence is a distress ink. So this is just a dye ink, and this is the mixed ink. So it's more opaque. This is transparent, typically. Now it's a little different with white. But yeah, I've been finding I like the Lost Shadow. Okay, so here are my pieces. Let me put those off to the side. I'm gonna test on one of my scraps real quick. And let's see how this goes. I need to find a semi-clean brush, which is difficult. I don't have one set aside for this color. And I should, I totally should. Here, this one's pretty clean. It's just a little thin one. But let's test it. I really want to test some on the green. It's the green that I think is bugging me the most. I'm gonna get another brush. I'm gonna test it over here. Yep, I like it. Okay, I'm just gonna take this Lost Shadow and I'm gonna knock back some of that green. It's just a little too harsh for me. I think I missed a spot. This brush is kind of actually perfect for this. That helps. That just kind of pushes it back a little. I like that. Okay, let me do that to this other piece over here real quick. I can't rest until it's right. Would you say, Heidi, you know you can get both oxide ink and in both colors. Oh, I didn't know Picket Fence came in oxide. I thought it only came in distress. Let me pull out the Picket Fence so y'all can see the Picket Fence distress. It doesn't fully operate like a typical distress ink would. But yeah, like this doesn't do it. This doesn't do the same thing. Back to this. Okay. I think that really helps this paper. Okie dokie. Now, the last thing is I kind of want to cut one of them down. One will have a border, one won't. Yeah, it's less obnoxious. That's right. Okay. Don't need to cut a lot off. Just gonna cut a little off this edge over here. And I'm gonna cut a little off here and a little off the bottom, I think. I didn't want to cut off the birdie too much, but I also didn't want it to be, I don't want to throw off the placement of things either. I think that's going to be better. Whoopsie. It's fine. It just slid down. Not tall enough. That's right. This is kind of a wild card, but that might actually be, I'm not going to do it, but that would probably be kind of interesting back there. Okay, let's glue these down and I'm going to let you guys go. I need to go. Hi, Karen. Oh, they do come in both, and they're both beautiful. Yes, they are. Well, I'm excited to hear that. I will have to pick up the Tim Holtz Picket Fence and Distress Oxide. So I'd like to try it. I'm just scoring my card bases. It's so cold there. Yeah, I know. It is hard covering up pretty paper. But gotta do it. Gotta do it sometimes. This one isn't done. Sorry to say, this needs something. Oh yeah, it just got separated. It needs this. Okay. I just forgot about it. It got separated from the pack. If you have a favorite KCC sketch, you could definitely make multiples. Like today, I'm making 2 of this particular one. Now, this one covers the full background of the card. This one has a slight white border, and I like it better. Oh boy. Well, you know, I'm going to get to cutting. I've got to cut this. I know we just have that little bit of black right there, and I'm probably going to lose most all of it. But this is the way. And yes, that was a Mandalorian reference. Ooh, got a little bit of the black there. And I'm just going to cut off the top and not worry about cutting any off the bottom since it was a little low anyways. Okay. I think this is going to be better. It's such a busy background that my mind wants a border. It just helps calm everything down a little bit because it's kind of wild with that paper we made. Need to bring everything into focus, and the white border helps. All right, let's do this. Thank you for hanging out with me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was like feels like a marathon. I don't even know how long I've been in here doing this. But for me, it feels like a marathon. I'm happy that I'm healthy enough to do a marathon, but I wasn't prepared for that. Tomorrow there's no school, so I may not force myself to wake up at 5 a.m. Maybe we'll start a little later, but then I got to get back on schedule afterwards, because I'm sure there will be school on Wednesday, ready or not. I'm just using glue stick because I used that 20-pound weight copy paper. This is the tea-dyed paper is on a 20-pound weight copy paper, so I didn't want to have glue lines and stuff back there. Funky. That is a funky little card right there. This one's a little calmer. This one's a little more calm. I honestly think it would have been interesting to make the card with just a solid colored cardstock. I'm not gonna lie, as the background versus this busy version that I made. I don't know that I made the better card by adding it, but at least I got to share a technique with you all. I mean, they're not bad, but aesthetically, I think I would have liked it on a solid colored cardstock. Okay. Or an embossed. I think if you were wanting this, but to dial it back, make this embossed, this piece here, or a solid colored cardstock, and you could dial it back quite a bit. But this is what we made today. And I got to share that technique with you. And we made two other cards. We made this one that keeps wanting to bow, and I don't know why. And this one I really love. I think this is my favorite. This would be my second favorite, and those are just crazy. Third and fourth. But I like them. We're off tomorrow because they're afraid it's going to be cold and icy here in Texas, and we don't know how to deal with that. We're not prepared. There's always pileups on the interstate. We get black ice, and we're not prepared. We're not used to that. We don't know how to drive in it. So they just go ahead and cancel school. Thank you. I really love these two. I love Kendra's card challenge, you guys. Definitely, if you're not playing along yet, go get your free sketches. Um, Play along. It's a quarterly thing. You don't have to make all your cards all at once, but you can if you want to. You can make a set every quarter and, or sorry, every month this quarter, and submit them so you can get entered in for lots of prizes. I've shared all this information, and I always, in the link in the description down below, there will be a link to Kendra's video, which explains everything, because of course she can explain it to you better than I can. And so I always link that down below. It's her introduction to this challenge, which is number 17. She's been doing this for a while. All right, so these are the cards. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It has been a Marathon Monday, but I loved seeing you all. Thank y'all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you all next time. Thanks, Kendra. Thanks, Ave, and Tina, and Cheryl, and Linda, and Beth, Angie, Flo, everybody, Karen. Man-made crafts, thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.